We're at the iceberg, folks. We're at the tipping point. Forget Alex Jones. That's a different story. The U.S. government, and when I say the U.S. government, it's not just the Trump administration. Essentially, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and these platforms that used to be where independent journalists could go up, tell their views, report their facts, report their truth, and if people wanted to watch, and if people liked their message, they would be able to see them. Those days are over, because essentially YouTube and Facebook, and to a lesser extent Twitter, are now part of the U.S. government. Because the U.S. government, as I always tell you, is the United Corporations of America. The United Corporations of America. So the U.S. government works for the corporations. And YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter are those corporations. And Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube, and boy, am I going to get demonetized and censored and throttled for this one. They work for their advertisers. And who are those advertisers? Those advertisers pay the politicians. It's one sick revolving door. So I really hope I will put the link to the press release under this video. I will put the link to the press release under this video. And in that press release that Telesur put out, you could support GoFundMe for Abby and Empire Files, Patreon subscriber. And let me just show you her tweet, what she tweeted. After a coordinated assault against voices challenging U.S. imperialism, Trump's sanctions have effectively shut down Empire Files. Please help us keep going. There's much work to do. And she linked to the press release that I just read. So there you go. It's a time for choosing. Thank you, Cyril O'Reilly, $5. So I've told you what I think of Abby Martin. I think she's amazing. Honestly, if I was just starting out in journalism, I would be trying to learn from Abby Martin, not Jordan Sheridan. I think she's amazing. I would love one day to work with her. A lot of people have asked me, get Abby Martin. You don't think I've thought of that? You don't think I've thought of that? I love Abby Martin. But, you know, that would be up to her if she would want to partner up on something. But I think what you need to realize here, this is about more than money. Obviously, it's about money because Abby needs money, her crew needs money, I need money, Status Quo is going to need money. This is really about, like, what is it on Star Wars? What do they say? The Empire Strikes Back?
That's one of the titles.
Okay. This is The Empire Strikes Back. The Empire, the U.S. government, its corporate censors, all this. The Empire is striking back. That is what the Trump administration is doing by sanctioning Venezuela and by extension, cutting off Abby Martin and Empire Files funding. That is what YouTube is doing. When YouTube gets, complaints from its advertisers, that's the empire. Their advertisers are the corporations that buy off the politicians. So the empire is striking back. When CNN, which basically is state media, regurgitates whatever the government says, when CNN does a story, what did they say Jimmy was? A radical leftist in their story? This is all part of the empire saying, holy crap, there's this explosion of progressivism. There's this explosion of people who want income equality. There's this explosion of people who want black people to be able to not only be safe, but also make equal money to white people. There's this explosion of people who want, like, women to be able to have equal money. And rights. There's this explosion of people in America who feel, you know what? We need to stop selling our jobs to other countries. We need to bring back the jobs so we could have them. There's an explosion of people who are saying, you know what? It doesn't really make sense that my politician takes all this money from Boeing and Raytheon and Comcast and Goldman Sachs. Why are they taking this money? People are starting to wake up, and as a result, the empire is trying to put them to sleep. Write that down. People are starting to wake up, and as a result, the empire is trying to put them to sleep.
Brilliant.
So you're either gonna stand there as viewers, as readers, as people who want truth, and go to sleep, and let Abby Martin, Empire Files, and real journalism be strangled and suffocated and killed, or you're going to help her fight back. So I will be going to her GoFundMe and contributing. I will become a Patreon subscriber to Abby Martin.
You already are.
I am?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Perfect. And I implore 107 people watching, I implore each one of you to do the same. I really do. Actually, today, I was actually planning on introducing our new sponsorship page and basically telling you a lot of the same things I told you today about why we need your help. But I'm actually not going to do that. I thought differently. I want this to be about Abby. So I'm going to be live tomorrow. Jen, what time live tomorrow?
I don't know. We have a Q&A at 7.
I'm going to be live tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 11:30 a.m. West Coast Time. So if you don't get a notification, write it down. I'm going to be live tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to introduce to you what we at Status Quo are trying to do, and frankly, ask you for help to do that. I was going to do that today, but I don't want to talk about status quo and what we need, because this is about Abby Martin, real reporting, and the empire striking back. And, you know, full disclosure, I said it at the beginning, if you came late, I've only spoken with Abby Martin once. I haven't spoken with her today. We're not like friends, not through animosity. I just never really talked to her. She interviewed me once, and that's been that. So this was unprovoked. Like, I wasn't asked to do this. I just really believe, because I've been at Standing Rock, I've been to Flint, I've been to East Chicago, and if you think there is a lack of reporting on the real truth going on in America, the selling off of our government, the total submission to corporate America, the total oppression of black people, of brown people, of indigenous people, of gay, handicapped, it goes on. If you think there's suppression and oppression of what's going on in the United States, think about suppression of what's going on around the world. Thank you, Phantom 3. Left, I think that's $20, not sure, said save Abby. Abby Martin's passion in life, it's not a career to her, it's a life purpose, is to shine a light on what America is causing, the suffering and the oppression America is causing around the world. My passion happens to be domestically, but it's the same principle. We both want to shine a light on the truth. And I am an advocacy journalist. I don't want to speak for Abby Martin. I don't know what she labels herself, but I think she has a clear point of view. But you could be a journalist and advocate for something as long as your facts are right, as long as you're clear about who you are. Abby Martin's clear about who she is, and from what I can see, I don't think her reporting has been questioned. Her facts have been questioned. Huh? She was in the DNI report. So the bottom line is, folks, it's corny, and I try not to quote. Who said this? Be the change you want to see in the world? Somebody said, be the change you want to see in the world. I don't know who it was, but I believe in it. So you could be the change you want to see in the world. Let me tell you something. I don't want to speak for Abby or Empire Files, and trust me, I gain nothing financially from doing this. But even if you leave, I don't know, $5, $10 at her GoFundMe, if you become a Patreon at whatever the level is, that collectively adds up where she could keep telling the truth. If you happen to be a viewer right now with more than that, and you're thinking, oh, you've been thinking about taking a vacation or something, well, maybe think about what's more important, your vacation or freedom of the press and truth. I ain't trying to give you the Jewish guilt. I'm just saying. We all need to rally together. And I would hope that if what happened to Abby today and Empire Files was happening to me, people would do it the same. Because let me tell you something, folks. I am someone who has a real disdain for frauds. I am somebody who has a real disdain for posers and people who pretend to be something they're not. Abby Martin's pretty authentic from what I could see. Tommy Bayless, $1.99, will become a Patreon for Abby. And as somebody, honestly, if I'm keeping it real, as somebody who in the not so distant past has been smeared and has had falsehoods spread about him to a point that it temporarily paralyzed me personally and professionally, I think we need truth tellers out there. I really do. Because if not, this country and the fascism that's taking over will be accelerated. So that's my spiel for today. I got nothing else. I'm not going to report on anything else today. As soon as I get off here, I am going to donate to Abby's GoFundMe. I don't want to say Abby's GoFundMe because it's Empire Files, her broadcast. It's not Abby Martin personally. It's the Empire Files GoFundMe and Patreon. So I'm going to do it, and I hope you'll consider it too. I will be live tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. I want to tell you about something else happening tomorrow. At 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be doing a video call with my patrons. If you don't know, patreon.com/Jordan Chariton Reports. That's a lovely arts and crafts sign. Jen, you filled that in, right?
No. Okay, status quo.
Huh?
Status quo poster.
Oh, yes. So, 1 second. So, I will be live at 7 o'clock with a video chat with my patrons. We are one away, I believe, from 400. I am one away from 400. Yes, it is a Patreon exclusive chat. You can become a Patreon subscriber for as low as $1 per month. To me, there are different levels, and at each level you get different things. So I will be live through video chat with my Patreon subscribers tomorrow at 7 p.m. Jen will be here with me. We'll be giving you behind the scenes of our plans for Status Quo, answering your questions, whatever you want. I'm an open book. If you're a Patreon subscriber, you're going to get a message how you could join. So I hope that's good. 7 p.m. Eastern. I really hope you'll join me because honestly, we're also in desperate need of volunteers, ideas, and I want feedback. And I also want to debut our new sign. The Status Quo will be giving the microphone back to the people. Tell me if that shows up in the shot, Jen.
I don't have a box.
Giving the microphone back to the people. There you see the microphone, and you see our logo. And guess what? I didn't pay a pollster. I didn't pay market research to come up with that slogan. We came up on it on our own because we're authentic and we don't give a damn what the pollsters have to say. So, I shouldn't say pollsters. I mean the marketing assholes. So, as I bid you adieu, remember, most people are not lacking compassion. Most people don't know what the beep is going on. Good night.